I'm trying to understand how this shit right here is even real. Like, are we? I'm not we, because I'm not fucking with it. Is the U.S. not at war or about to be at war or at odds with China? Like, how do you have a police station in New York City? The Chinese government has established overseas police service stations to keep track of citizens abroad, and including one in New York City and 3 in Toronto, according to Human Rights Watchdog Group. Now, I don't have the whole article up here, but it said that they've actually got about 230,000 Chinese nationals to go back to China to face legal issues for, crimes they committed abroad. But how the fuck are y'all over here and we having issues with y'all? Y'all got guns and shit over here just walking around on our... Man, all this shit is bullshit, y'all. What dudes say? Question it. I'm trying to understand how this shit right here is even real. Like, are we... I'm not we, because I'm not fucking with it. Is the U.S. not at war or about to be at war or at odds with China? Like, how do you have a police station in New York City? The Chinese government has established overseas police service stations to keep track of citizens abroad.
I want to start everything off by saying Barak the Yahweh, Thawada Yahweh, Salaki Yahaba Yahweh, Bahashema Mashiach Malak Yahweh Shai, Wa Rakak Wadash, giving all glory, all honor, and all praises unto the Most High Heavenly Father. Baba Kusha, Baba Kusha, Baba Kusha. I want to say Barakatat and Thawada to all of those who are being diligent inside this truth and doing the best that they can. Keeping the commandments of the Most High Heavenly Fathers, as well as carrying on the faith of the Hamashiach Yahweh Shai, who is the Malak, and as always make it known, it's all about the kingdom, and this is real. China establishes police station in New York City. I hope y'all can see this right here, man. China establishes police station in New York City. That gives Russia oh my goodness. Listen, man, let me tell y'all this. Y'all getting played. Y'all who still believing on voting for presidents and all this other weird bullshit. Y'all getting played, man. Y'all putting your hope in a man, and you're not putting your hope in the Lord. This is how you know you ain't putting your hope in the Lord. Because prophecy is being fulfilled right before your very eyes, and you still are not submitting to the Lord. When evidence is laid out before you, that what you thought that was the way of living and what you got comfortable with, now that is exposing itself, that is no longer being what you thought it was. You still trying to keep hope alive, showing that you got a faith in this world, in this wicked ass kingdom, and not a faith in the Lord and what he said, the kingdom that is to come. And that's real, because that goes back to the timing of Biden and Trump. You had people talking about choose the less wicked one. The fuck is you talking about? Like you ain't got no power at all? Do you know who you are? I guess they put their foot so far up your ass and beat you the fuck down, where you had to educate your children to have them to be like how you are, so that they don't never ever have themselves to rise up to be who God has predestined them to be. This is the truth. The scriptures say, let every man be a lie and God be the only one that's truth. Meaning Yahweh be the only one that's truth, man. China establishes police station in New York City. You can call this a propaganda, but this is evidence, man. Come on, man. Pour our witness, man. This is real. Matter of fact, that Romans 10 and verse 3. right? For they being ignorant of God's righteousness and going about to establish their own righteousness, have not submitted themselves unto the righteousness of God. Y'all, you niggas in trouble, man. And y'all don't even know it. That dream that I had a long time ago, matter of fact, watch that part of it. And I told you, like in dreams, it's like I be witnessing what's actually going on. A lot of times I can be in them too. But as I was breezing through the city and we all inside the city, I forgot what we was actually doing, me and a couple people. And I think we were just doing something downtown as far as like working or either not possibly just working. It was something else, I'm not sure. But what had happened, it was like the sky just changed a color. Like the whole entire sky changed the color. And it was like people people was getting shortness of breath or something. Next thing you know, these airplanes came out of nowhere. And it was so real, like I was literally there. It was like these airplanes, I can hear it. It's like and it's like every time these airplanes bypass, it would be like this pink mist, as you can see. Is a pink mist. Let me get this stuff out. It's like a pink mist that it was releasing out. And and as this pink mist was releasing out, as you could see, like drawing the best way I can, it's like it's spraying it out. Like, you see what I'm saying? It's like it's spraying it out. But I ain't draw the people yet. But it was the people was running in buildings and people was running in between. But it was like people really didn't have nowhere to run. And it was like these airplanes was just swooping down and going right back up, swooping down and going back up, swooping down and going back up, swooping down, going back up, going straight across. Like how they be laying the chemtrails, out in the air. But it's like it was like while they was laying the chemtrails, like we see it while they laying in the air. This time they wasn't going in the air and doing it. It was like afar from us. They actually was coming closer to us, and they was releasing out these pink fumes. And then you seen these soldiers. They had masks on. They had these masks, but these masks, they look like regular masks, and it was like high tech like. And when they was running, they had their guns like this, and they was running, and they was telling everybody, they was like grab him, grab him, grab him, grab him, grab him. And he was just grabbing people, grabbing children, grabbing snatching babies, and while they even having the stroller and popping the stroller and throwing them and gripping babies up and grabbing mothers. It was grabbing everybody. I don't know what was going on. Even myself, it was like this place. It looked like a rock or steps, and I had hid behind it. And as I was still able to see everything clearly, and as these people too, the soldiers, they took these it looked like grenades, and they was throwing them also. As they was throwing them into places like inside like the homes, it was like they burst, and then this pink mist will get spread out, and the people will be coughing, and it was like they will run out of more air, and you can see the people really struggling, and they getting very, very, very weak. Even their veins, like you can see their veins, like their veins was popping out even more, and it was like people was literally, I can't really say if they were dying or either if they were getting real sick, but it was like it was paralyzing them or something. It was trying to paralyze them or something. But you can see people getting very, very weak. But as I was asleep, woke up. This is where I came off with. I'm not finished the picture. As you know, it's still early, and I just wanted to share that with y'all. And just going by that dream, is other pictures and other things that was coming to me, but I'm still praying on it. And this is the details as far as myself sharing with you. I don't know where it can tie into or what it can relate to, but what it was coming to me with is that me seeing these people, and they look like soldiers, But it didn't start off with them at first. Matter of fact, it started off with the airplanes. The soldiers, they came out of nowhere. They came out of nowhere. It was like they was hiding and they just came out of nowhere and they was tying in and closing on people. But as you look, I was on top of a building at first and I didn't see anything. But then when I went down from the building and went downstairs, it was like the airplanes and everything was forming. They was spraying out a mist that was supposed to be ground level. It was supposed to be going ground level. That pink mist was supposed to be touching people that were on ground level. Anything that was higher, it was not touching. And that's why I believe they had the soldiers inside there too with the grenade looking things. It looks so, these grenade looking things. I don't know what it is, but they was throwing them and it'd be like, it'll spin and it'll burst. Boof. And it'll be this pink like mist, the same stuff that the airplanes was spraying out. The same stuff that the airplanes would be spraying out. I know, but I call this the day it happened. So I don't know what it can tie into. I don't know what it can possibly be about. But if anybody have anything onto it, comment on the and below in a comment box. And God proof. I had that video years ago. Years ago. Come on, man. Let me go into the book of Second Esdras. Chapter 15. Yeah. Verse 14. All right. It say, woe to the world and them that dwell therein. For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands. Come on, man. And what? Swords in their hands. It's plain and clear upon the tables, man. For there should be sedition among men, and invading one another. They should not regard their kings, meaning they ain't gonna give a fuck about the police. They ain't gonna care about give a damn about the armed forces. They ain't gonna give a damn about the air forces, or whatever you want to call them, as a defense system to this fucked up weak ass country that the Most High has predestined, talking about Yahweh has predestined to be broken down and destroyed. Because this is the core. America is the core and of the foundation of his kingdom, Esau's kingdom. And if everything is being fucked in the inside, that means that it leaves open room for the things that are outside to enter in. Come on, man. The scripture said, never trust thy enemy. As iron rusteth, so does his wickedness. It said, for there, in verse 16, for there should be sedition among men, and shall invade one another. They shall not regard their kings. Like they ain't gonna care about the authorities, nor princes, those who are connected to the authorities, your neighborhood watch ass niggas. In the course of their actions shall stand in their power. Meaning they're going to take shit by force. It's going to be a war. A war. Verse 17, a man should desire to go in the city and shall not be able. Why? Because there's a war going on. Verse 18, for because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, and the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. Men shall be afraid. So if the men are afraid, that means the women and the children going to be afraid. Meaning many are going to act out, not out of thinking things through. It's going to be out of emotions. Fear is an emotion. They're not going to think straight. because of pride. Verse 18, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods. Man, they gonna take everything that you got because the lack of bread and for great tribulation. So what they feel they gonna lack and what they don't have, they gonna take because they feel as though, shit, the damn police ain't gonna help you. The damn army ain't gonna help you. And let me tell you that these people who want to implement the MOTB, they gonna use that to their fullest advantage by allowing y'all to draw closer to them, because they gonna let those who are going to be causing the crime rates to go higher to be in a place of pushing you towards their direction, because you ain't gonna want to deal with none of that shit that's going on, let alone spilling blood with your hands. People could talk about it, but when the actions are taken, when you got to take action at it, that's something that's going to weigh on your consciousness. You know how many people who actually have caught bodies and they still have fucking dreams about seeing those people and everything that they did to them? Man, you gonna see this, man. This is prophecy, man. So I'm gonna leave it at that. And this is real. Call all your Ha'abashimir Sha'abashimir Kakwadash Barakathum unto the elders. All right. And shalom to y'all. Shalom.